Right guys, good morning. Welcome to CrosseMaths live lesson. This morning we're going to be doing fractions, and again this is going to be for year 9. I'm going to turn the comments off, guys, only because it just makes it easier to see stuff. Okay. Once you're ready, once everyone's settled and ready, can you have a go please at what is on the iPad in front of you? Have a go for me, and then in a little bit I'm going to go through it. Okay, remember, okay, 1 point for a red question, 2 points for a yellow, and 3 points for a green question. Right guys, I'll give you 3 more minutes on this. Okay, get as much done as you can. If you finish all of them, that's amazing. Remember, if you ever can't make a session, these sessions will be available all day permanently after the session's completed, and on YouTube as well. Two more minutes, guys. Last minute. Try and ignore the puppy noises in the background. Right guys, so very quickly I'm going to go through these, okay? If you're still in the middle of one, that's okay. I'm just going to go through the ones that we haven't done so far. So, first one, I got 549 divided by 9. Now, very straightforward question, okay? This is worth 2 points. Okay. Again, you'll find with these starters, I do the similar topics each time because these are the key topics you need to get. Okay, so it's more about repetition. So 549 divided by 9. I'm going to change colour for this bit. 9 doesn't go into 5. 9 goes into 54 6 times, and 9 goes into 9 once. So my answer is 61 for 2 points. Next, 839 plus 57. Again, really straightforward topic. Okay, just starting us off, just get our brains working. Okay, 9 plus 7 is 16. 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9. And 8 plus nothing is just 8. So our answer is 896 for 1 point. (49 times 82). Again, I don't mind what method you use. Okay, it's totally up to you. I like this grid method only because it makes it easy to not make mistakes. Okay, and that's the important bit with multiplying, is you don't make silly mistakes, because I know how easy lots of you find it. Okay, once you're here now, I'm going to use a different colour for this bit. I got 49, 82, and I'm timesing them together. Okay, 4 times 8 is 32. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 2 is 18. And 4 times 2 is 8. In the first slide, okay, if you look at the first one, I've got 8 in the first one. Then I've got 8, 2, and 1, which makes 11. And then I've got a 7, a 2, a 0, and a 1, which makes 10. And then I've got a 3 and a 1, which is 4. So my answer is 40,182. Next one. So, got a little bit of solving equations, okay? Very, very straightforward. 2-step equations. Always try and get rid of this number first. This number is an add 9, so I'm going to take away 9 to both sides in order to get rid of it. Okay, I had 3x moves straight down. Plus 9 minus 9 makes nothing. 42 take away 9 is 33. Okay, 3x is 33. If I divide by 3 now, to both sides, to get x on its own, I end up with x equals 33 divided by 3 gives me 11. X equals 11. That one was worth 3 points. 3 points for that one. Oh. 3 points for that one. Next one, 7.5 take away 1.6. Again, you can do this in your head if you want to. My advice is always write it down. Okay, so I've got 7.5, 1.6. Again, it's all about minimizing those mistakes on those easy questions. 5 take away 6, I can't do it. 6 borrow from 6, carry the 1 over to make 15. 15 take away 6 is 9. 6 take away 1 is 5. 5.9. Bit of simplifying. Again, what I always suggest is put some shapes around the ones that are the same. Okay, I've got an 8x and I've got a minus 4x, so I'm going to put a circle around, an oval around those two. 8x take away 4x is 4x. Then I've also got two other shapes as well. I've got two other letters, sorry. I've got a minus 7y, and I've got a plus 9y. So it's the same as doing 9 take away 7. It's exactly the same. It's nothing different, okay? 9 take away 7 is just positive 2y. Oh, I'm drawing boxes. Don't want to do that. It's positive 2y. So it's add positive 2y. That should be an add. I drew a box instead. That's worth 1 point. Down the bottom left, last couple. Okay, I got 55% of 120. Okay, 55% of 120. Always find 10% first. 10% of 120 is 12. Okay, 10% is 12. I'm going to times that by 5 because I need 50%. I'm going to times both sides by 5. That times 5 is 60. Then I need 5% as well. In order to find 5%, I've got to do 10% and half it. Half of 10% is 6. If I add those two together, 55% is 60, plus that 6 is 66. 1 point. bottom middle ratio, those who tuned in yesterday know we did this yesterday. Okay, first step is always add these shares together. So my total shares is 4 plus 3 is 7 shares. Okay, once we're there, that's 7 shares. Okay, £72, I've got to split that 7 ways. So 72 divided by 7. Okay, not quite the number I had in mind, okay? Doesn't quite work out, okay? I've got the numbers wrong when I wrote out the question. If you did it with 63, 63 divided by 7 would give me 9. And then I would share 9 4 ways and 9 3 ways, okay? The only reason it doesn't work is because 72 doesn't divide perfectly by 7, so it's my fault for writing the question wrong, okay? 1 over 6 plus 1 over 3, okay? You can't add them together because the denominators are different, okay? You can't add them. Okay, so what you can do instead, okay, you've got to take the right-hand one and you've got to double it. Normally you cross-multiply, but with this one, we don't have to change both. We can just change the right-hand one. If you take this right-hand one and you times top and bottom by 2, the left-hand one stays as 1 over 6. The right-hand one, if I double both, gives me 2 over 6. Once they're there, we can add those together. The denominators are both 6, so they stay the same. Add the top 2, 1 plus 2 is 3. So my answer is 3 over 6, or if you want to, you can simplify that to a half. Right guys, that was done. Again, worth 18 points altogether. Add up your scores. If you want to DM them to me after the session, please feel free to do so. I love hearing how you do. Again, let's get into what we're doing today. Now, we're going to do adding, multiplying, dividing fractions, okay? There's always one that people find easiest, okay? Normally that's multiplying. Okay, I'm going to go through all of them. Okay, the rule with fractions, the denominator, the bottom number has to be the same. On this one, you can see that the bottom number is the same. If the bottom number is the same in the question, it stays as that bottom number in the answer, and then you just add the tops. 1 plus 3 is 4. Same thing on the bottom, okay? The bottom number is 6, so it's going to stay the same in the answer, and then you just take away the tops instead now. 5 take away 1 is 4. If you can simplify, always simplify, okay? I got 4 over 6. They're both even, so I'm going to divide them both by 2. I end up with 2 over 3 as an answer. Guys, once you've done those, give you 30 seconds to write those down and have a go at the 2 questions on the right-hand side. So get those written down for me and have a go at the 2 questions over on the right-hand side, please. Fifteen seconds. Right guys, cool. So exactly the same as the examples. Okay, if the bottom numbers are the same in both of the in the question, they stays the same in the answer, and then you just add the top ones. 3 plus 2 is 5. Same thing on the bottom, okay, it's taken away now, so we're going to take away the tops, but the bottom numbers are 9. 5 take away 2 is 3. 3 over 9 does simplify if you divide top and bottom by 3 to 1 over 3. That's done. Okay, those are the easy versions, okay? If you get adding fractions like that, they're super straightforward, okay? These are the ones you normally get, okay? Normally they give you ones with different denominators, different bottom numbers, okay? So that's what you normally have. So if I'm doing my example now, the way we do it is usually we cross multiply. That means we've got different bottom numbers, so we can't add them yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the bottoms together. 6 times 5 gives me 30. Plus goes in the middle. Then I'm going to cross multiply. Okay, so I've times 6 and 5. Then I'm going to do 5 times 1, which gives me 5. 6 times 3, which gives me 18. And once I'm there, I've added the 2 together. Okay, I've got the same number on the bottom of both. Oh, sorry, just trying to close the door. Got the same number on the bottom of both, so I'm just going to add the tops. 5 plus 18 is 23. 23, and the bottom number stays the same, it stays as 30. Same thing on the bottom left, okay? I've got 5 over 6 and 1 over 2. Again, I can't do anything with them at the moment because the bottom numbers are different. Now, you can just times one of them if you want to. Okay, you can either cross multiply or you can just times one of them if you can make them both in the same number. I'm going to cross multiply again because that method's working for us. Okay, just going to draw a line by here so we know the different questions. Okay, I'm going to cross multiply. 6 times 2 gives me 12 on the bottom of both. I'm keeping it as take away. Okay, I've cross multiplied. I've done 6 times 12, 6 times 2, sorry, make 12. Then I'm going to do 2 times 5, which is 10, and 6 times 1, which is 6. Once I'm there, because the bottom numbers are the same, I'm going to keep it over 12 in the answer, and then I'm going to take away 10, take away 6 is 4, which if you do keep half in it, does give you 1 over 3 as an answer. Okay, guys, what I'd like you to do, get those examples down for me and have a go at the 2 questions over on the right-hand side. I'll give you 1 minute. Right, guys, 30 more seconds. Get those 2 done for me, please. Right, guys, so same thing on these ones, okay? Got to get the bottom numbers to be the same thing. So I've got 7 and 5, so I'm going to times those 2 together. So I get 35 on the bottom of both. Okay, I've done the times the 2 bottom ones. Then I'm going to cross multiply. 5 times 3 gives me 15 on the top of the left one. It's still a plus question. 7 times 2 gives me 14 on top of the right one. All I do then, I keep 35 on the bottom. And I just add the top. 15 plus 14 is 29. 29 over 35. Okay, well done if you got that correct. Okay, down the bottom, similar thing. Okay, I'm just going to do exactly the same as I did before. 8 times 5 gives you 40 on the bottom of both. It's still a takeaway question. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 8 is 16. 25 take away 16 is 9. All over 40. It can't be simplified, so we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, guys, make sure you've got those ticked or crossed. If you've done them, that's brilliant. Make sure you've corrected them if you got them wrong. Let's move on. Right, guys, what I'd like you to do, have a go at a couple of questions on there, please. Have a go. Okay, you should be able to see them really clearly, hopefully. Okay, all I'd like you to do is complete 1 box. Okay, red if you're not feeling very confident, green if you're feeling super confident, amber if you're feeling in the middle. I'll give you 3 minutes to get 1 box done. Right guys, last 30 seconds, see if you can finish off your box. If you have finished it, drop a like in the bottom right hand corner. Right guys, cool. So, can you mark what you've done, please? Anything you've done so far, just make sure it's marked. Hopefully you've got a good idea now of how to do adding and taking away fractions. Again, if you've got any questions, please DM me after the session. I'd love to hear them and help you as much as I can. Right guys, cool, let's move it on. So multiplying now. Multiplying, I'd say, is the easiest one. Only because all you've got to do is times the top times the bottom, then simplify. Okay, we've got by here, I got 1 over 6 times by 3 over 5. 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times 5 is 30. And that's it. Times the top times the bottom. If I simplify that, divide top and bottom by 3, I end up with an answer of 1 over 10. Okay, similar thing underneath. Okay, I've got 5 over 6 times by 1 over 2. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 2 is 12. So 5 over 6 times by 1 over 2 gives us 5 over 12. That can't be simplified, okay? So that's the final answer. Guys, have a go at the ones on the right-hand side for me. Make sure you get the examples down from on the left. "30 seconds, guys. Right, cool. So I got 3 over 7 times by 2 over 5. Again, same thing as we just did. 3 times 2 is 6. 6. 7 times 5 is 35. That can't be simplified, so that's your final answer. Okay. Then I've got 5 over 8 times 2 over 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 8 times 5 is 40. That can be simplified. If I divide top and bottom by 10, I end up with a 1 over 4 as an answer. Okay, guys, really straightforward questions, okay? Multiply is probably one of the easiest ones. Okay, make sure those are down. If you got the 2 on the right-hand side done correctly, I'm really proud of you. Have a go for me, please, at some other questions, okay? Remember, the ones in the green box in the bottom left are the hardest. Red is the easiest. I'll give you 3 minutes to get those done. Guys, last 30 seconds, finish off one box for me. Again, depending on your confidence, you might want to do a red one or a yellow one or a green one. Green one being the hardest, okay? One box, that's all I want. Make sure you simplify your answers. Right guys, cool. So mark what you've done so far, please. Remember, you've got to simplify them as much as possible, okay? So if your answer doesn't look like the one on the page, it means you just got to simplify it a little bit more. Right guys, cool. So, very last one, okay? This is the one that people find the most difficult usually, but all you've got to remember is keep, change, flip. Okay, KCF, think of like KFC, okay? Keep, change, flip. You're going to keep the left-hand one the same, you're going to change the middle bit to a times, and you're going to flip the right-hand one upside down. Okay, so keep it as 1 over 6, going to change that to a times, and then I'm going to flip that upside down to 5 over 3. And now I can do it exactly the same as I did with multiplying earlier on. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 3 is 18. That won't simplify, okay? So that's going to be your final answer, 5 over 18. Just going to draw some lines just so you know that's a different question, okay? Underneath now, same thing again, keep, change, flip. Okay, I'm going to keep the 5 over 6 as a 5 over 6. I'm going to change the middle bit to a times, and I'm going to flip that upside down to a 2 over 1. 2 times 5 is 10. 6 times 1 is 6. Simplify that right down. That simplifies down to 5 over 3. That's an improper fraction. Again, you can put it into a mixed number if you want to. There are one holes in that with 2 thirds left over. Okay, if you want to do that, you can. Guys, once you've got those down, okay, I'm happy with your answer like that for the time being, that's fine. Once you've got these written down, can you have a go at the ones on the right hand side, please? If you've done them, drop it a like, that's fab. That shouldn't say subtract, I don't know why it does, okay, ignore that. We're multiplying it, we're dividing this time, so it shouldn't say added, subtract, so ignore those. Right guys, cool, so I'm going to go through these. Now I'm going to keep the left one the same, that's going to stay as 3 over 7. Change the middle bit to a times and flip that upside down to 5 over 2. 3 times 5 is 15. 7 times 2 is 14. And again, you can leave that as a top-heavy fraction if you want, or you can change it to a mixed number to 1 over 4, 1 whole and 1/14 left over. Same thing on the bottom one. Okay, we're going to keep the 5 over 8 as it is. Going to change the middle bit to a times, and we're going to change this to a 5 over 2. 5 times 5 is 25. 8 times 2 is 16. There's 1 whole 16 in 25, and then there's 9 left over, so 9/16. Again, you can put your answer in either of these forms. I'm happy either one, okay? Make sure you've marked your work, and we're ready to move on. Right, guys, so, bit of dividing fractions, okay? I want you to do a little bit of some questions on them. Again, very, very straightforward. Pick the box that suits you, okay? If you're finding this super easy, I want you to do the green box. If you're finding this hard, maybe do the yellow or the red box. Green is the hardest one. Give you 3 minutes to get us done, guys. Last minute, guys. Right, guys, so finish off whatever one you're on. Again, well done to all those that have had a good go with this, okay? Well done to all those. Can you make sure you've marked what you've done? Most of these, I believe, have been left as top-heavy fractions instead of mixed numbers. Okay, so have a look at your answer. They've all been simplified, okay? So you will need to simplify your workings, okay? If you have got an answer different to them, you probably have the same answer, but they've simplified it completely, okay? Make sure you check your answers. Make sure everything's marked up for today. Right, guys, cool. So, final thing, just to check you get it, okay? I've got 4 questions in front of you, okay? All 4 different operations. Just to check you understand, mark yourself out of 4. Tell me how you do, okay, at the end of the session, potentially, okay? Have a go at those 4. For all 4 operations, see what you've learned. Then I'm going to go through them. I'm going to give you just over 2 minutes to get this done. Last minute on these, guys. Right, guys, so very quickly I'm going to go through these, okay? So this is why it's really important to write your examples down, because when you come to questions like this, you can always refer back to them. So, first thing we do, we got to make the bottom numbers the same, so I'm going to times them together. If I times those 2 together, I get 15 on the bottom of both. It's still an add question, okay? And then I cross multiply 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5. Once I'm there, it's going to be 15 on the bottom it's 15 on the bottom in the question, so it's 15 on the bottom in the answer. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 over 15, okay? And it just stays like that. Just going to draw some lines in the middle, just so we don't confuse ourselves. Okay, on this next one now, 6 over 7, take away 3 over 4. Let's make the bottom numbers the same. 7 times 4 is 28. Okay, then I cross multiply. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 3 is 21. Take the tops away from each other. 24 take away 21 is 3 over 28. That can't be simplified, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Okay, last two. Again, I remember these. I know that these are the two, probably the easiest ones. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15. That can't be simplified, so that's going to stay as it is. Okay, we're not going to do anything else to that. That's fine. Very easy multiplying this. Number 4, keep, change, flip. Okay, I suggest always write it out. Okay, keep, change, flip. 6 over 7 is going to stay as 6 over 7. Divide is going to change to times. Flip that upside down to a 4 over 3. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 over 3. 7 times 3 is 21. 24 over 21. Both of those can be divided by 3. You end up with 8 over 7. Or if you want to change it to a mixed number, you can change it to 1 whole and 1/7 left over, okay? Guys, give yourself a mark on a 4 on that. Do you get them all? Are there some you get better than others, okay? Or have you just mastered 4 operations of fractions today? And I'm really proud of you if that's the case. Guys, well done. Well done for tuning in, and hopefully see you soon.